Sure, I'm happy to introduce myself, and thanks for having me. My name is Erik Dawson. I have worked in the legal cannabis industry for just over 2 years. I build software for the cannabis supply chain. I also manage a manufacturing company that works with licensed operators to bring solventless products like hash and rosin to the legal market. So I've been working in technology and cannabis for 2 years, building software for the cannabis supply chain, helping big customers, big companies really manage their wholesale processing. I've been doing that for 2 years, and then I'm also starting a managed services manufacturing company to provide solventless products to licensees on the East Coast. Technology plays a role throughout the entire industry and the entire supply chain. So if you're a retailer, you need technology at your point of sale to check out customers. If you're a salesperson on the brand side, you need technology to help manage your customer relationships, and you need a CRM tool. You need technology to help manage your wholesale transactions, your grow lights, your cultivation. You need technology across the entire supply chain. So there's tremendous opportunity for technology to help drive efficiency and help companies be successful no matter where you are, what you're doing in cannabis. I think cannabis technology is in a really cool place where it's all starting up. It's been starting up over the last few years. It's accelerating now. And because of that, it's all fresh and new and benefits from all the current technology. So, I know of HR, like employment sourcing technology that's using AI and machine learning. I know of supply chain and inventory management technology that's using really sophisticated RFID tags and QR codes to track inventory. So I think the opportunity and what's different in cannabis technology is it has the benefit of kind of starting from scratch and taking the best from what works from other industries and applying it all in new, novel ways to help this industry grow and thrive. Data is everything. Data is everything, just like it is in other industries, but especially in technology, in cannabis. I mentioned there are regulations that require us to track how products move across companies and through the supply chain. That product is data moving through the supply chain. When a customer purchases something, that purchase is a data point that has to live in a system and move. So all the technology needs to talk to each other. All the systems and pieces of software need to talk to each other. And data is critical to that, how data moves. So it's absolutely crucial. The second part of your question, in terms of how is data used in decision making, there are really fantastic data-oriented companies like Headset that's tracking data through the industry. There's plenty of others. And their trove of data is gold. Companies who are able to tap into that data and be able to understand their consumer better, buying patterns, buying trends, inventory, supply and demand planning in terms of how much to grow, how many products to produce. All of that, all those insights and decisions around that is powered by data. So those cannabis companies who figure out how to use data really well, they will be successful. I think you have to first build on a foundation, like a core foundation of how to use technology to meet your user where they are and to make sure that you're serving the end customer. And so I think the first step is just using technology in simple, effective ways to make your business successful for the customer. Once we do that, then we can start to innovate on top of it. Now, that's not to say we shouldn't be innovating now or we shouldn't be driving growth, because there are so many opportunities to bring in new technology like artificial intelligence, machine learning, augmented reality. Could you imagine walking into a into a dispensary, and augmented reality helps serve the customer and help them understand the right products to purchase based on who they are and what type of effects they're looking for and how they want to use the product. So there's so much innovation that can be built on top of a simple foundation of technology, and that's really exciting. The industry is really in a great place to take advantage of that. So what advice would I give to someone wanting to enter the cannabis industry in general? I would suggest to them to do two things. One is take what you're good at, take what you're doing now, whether it's marketing or technology, or maybe you're in HR, maybe you're in operations, maybe you manage a retail store. All of those skills apply in the cannabis industry. So you have an opportunity to bring that into the industry. This industry is nascent, right? The legal industry has only been around for a few years, which means that very few people have deep experience. So you can come in, everybody's like you. Very few people have tons of years of experience. So you can come in, bring your skill set, bring what you're good at, and lean on that. The second thing is be authentic and show your enthusiasm for the plant. So I am a big fan of an advocate for solventless concentrates. That's dabbing, it's hash, it's smoking rosin, vaping rosin. I really believe in how effective concentrates are in helping medical patients. They are very clean, they are made without chemicals. Solventless means without chemicals, essentially. And that process, a solventless process, means that you are retaining and preserving the purity of all of that goodness within the resin glands, the trichomes of the plant. Solventless retains the purity of what's in the resin glands, the cleanliness of the product, the aroma, the flavor, the terpene profile, the cannabinoids. I think solventless is, aside from smoking flower, solventless is the most pure expression of what the plant intends for you. And I just love that experience. So I love solventless products. I enjoy dabbing. I enjoy a good dab, and it's funny, I'm a lightweight when it comes to dabbing, so I take small micro doses, and that'll give me the effects I want for 45 minutes, an hour, and then I get to choose if I want some more, right? So I love microdosing solventless via like a dab rig or an e-rig. It's fantastic. I'd love to tell you about my company. I run a company called Higher Function Labs, and Higher Function Labs is a managed services contractor that works with licensees on the East Coast to build their solventless labs. So I work with licensees to create their solventless manufacturing lines. I help them produce hash and rosin cartridges, along with we can do rosin-infused edibles and other solventless-based products. So it's part of my mission to help grow the solventless category on the East Coast. So you want to know about how solventless products are made? Solventless products are made with five key steps, or up to 5 steps. The first is you really need to start with high quality flower, high quality raw material that's been harvested for solventless and has really great trichomes and resin glands that are preserved. So one is you need to source and acquire really high quality flower. The second is once you have that flower, you need to agitate it to remove those trichomes, those resin glands from the plant. You can do that via an ice water bath or sifting techniques or other techniques. The third step is you collect those resin glands. You collect those, and once you collect those, you've basically got a mass of trichomes, and that's hash. That's what hash is. Once you have that hash, you can then do many different things with it. The fourth step is if you want to make rosin, let's say, you then take that hash, you apply heat and pressure to turn that into rosin. The fifth step Because once you have that product, you cure it. And you cure the rosin over time, or you cure the hash over time into whatever form you prefer for your solventless product. So those are the steps for making solventless concentrates. So how can listeners get an intro to solventless products? One is, whatever you're doing, go low and slow. Dabbing is what people are most familiar with when it comes to concentrates. Start low and slow. How to do that is start with the size of a grain of rice. That small, really, because concentrates are highly potent. Start with the size of a grain of rice and go low and slow. This third piece is, when you're trying dabbing for this the first time, try to do it in an e-rig, like an electronic rig that doesn't involve a butane torch or anything as a heating implement. There are a lot of really great e-rigs, electronic rigs out there that are easy to use and much more accessible to someone who's just learning. And then finally, if you don't want to dab or use an e-rig or rig of any type, then you can get a solventless cartridge, or you can get a solventless edible. So you can find live rosin edibles, you can find rosin cartridges, and those are great ways for consumers to start using solventless concentrates. My favorite strain is Grape Ape. Grape Ape for the win all day long. Grape Ape is a indica, and it is a happy, relaxing indica. Man, at Grape Ape, I can listen to music, I can dance, I can hang out to it. It's by far my favorite. I would listen to Thievery Corporation. I would listen to Thievery Corporation albums, their whole discography. Thievery Corporation and Grape Ape. Man, that sounds like a great day. If I could only bring one cannabis product on a desert island, I would bring Grape Ape flower. And I would figure out a way to create flame with my Boy Scout skills on that desert island, and I would smoke that Grape Ape. My advice to someone who's new to cannabis and looking to try it for the first time is to, one, do it with someone you trust. Find like a cannabis Sherpa who can guide you and who can make some recommendations on some really good quality products that you can try. I would try it low and slow. I would start with smoking some flower to really get that experience of what flower tastes like and feels like. Go with something that is a lower THC content. Right now there's a lot of high THC content products on the market, and that really is kind of like going into a liquor store and saying, give me the highest alcohol content liquor I can get. That's not how you shop for alcohol, and it's not how you would shop for cannabis. So go lower potency, try it with a friend, go low and slow, and start small, and you'll find the cannabis experience and product that is right for you. If you just eat a cannabis plant, will you get high? Oh, I wish it were that easy. I think the answer is no. If you eat a cannabis plant, you won't get high. The reason is because the cannabis plant has THCA in its raw flower form. That THCA needs heat. It needs heat to turn into THC, which is what your body consumes and then gets you high. I think it's possible. Yeah, why not? I mean, really, to make hash, you could just take some sort of like almost hash input. You could take the trichomes collected, which is hash, but then you could put that into the 3D printer, and then you could print out like your hash format or something. I don't know. I'm sure there's a way. Yeah, why not? Yeah, maybe that's the future of hash making, 3D printed hash somehow. the cannabis industry is booming. It is challenging. The legal industry is growing, and there's a lot of room for people to join the industry, to participate in the industry in different ways. There's even people in the cannabis industry who don't consume cannabis. So if you want to be part of something growing, exciting, and that is changing the world, there's a room for you in the cannabis industry.